We don't look ridiculous, no. So you will also look this cool with a bucket hat. You don't have to have a brim this big. I'll explain that in a minute.
We're not cool.
But we've had a bunch of these Welsh kits left over, so we thought it'd be great to sell them because everyone should be wearing a Welsh bucket hat with pride inside. It's got enough material to make all the outside of your hat. Also, it's reversible, so you can make the inside of your hat like so. And there's also a little Welsh emblem. And because the fabric's quite thin, there's also some interfacing. So, first step, would you like to do the interfacing for me? Here we go, it's all here. So if you grab your two red bits, your two pieces of interfacing, if you feel them, the one side is rough, that's the glue, so that's the side that needs to face the red. We here at the studio use little sheets of Teflon, that is quite nice so that you don't accidentally totally trash your iron. But if you do totally trash your iron, then put the heat up really high, pop a paracetamol on it, like use a pliers or something, or tweezers to hold it in place. Oh, 2 seconds, oh, got messy, that's okay. And then it'll clean it, it's magical. Anyway, let's get started on the sewing whilst Em does the ironing. So she's literally just applying it to the sides. There's no real front or back to that red, so it doesn't really matter. So the next thing we need to do is do that green stripe. So we want to put these bits of green webbing along the middle of those kind of yellow, almost rectangle pieces that you've got. But obviously they have got a little bit of a bend in them. So you're going to need to just do it quite carefully so that it's in the middle, but on a bit of a smiley shape, like so. All right. Then put a nice colour thread on your machine, you decide, and off you go. Just sewing it very close to the edge on the top and on the bottom. All right, so I'm pretty close. Take it fairly slowly so you make sure you get that curve. You're going to be doing this twice, so try and make sure that you do it the same as the other piece, which I haven't done, but fingers crossed we'll be okay. That's that. And then the top row, I have to put it quite high up actually. Oh, no, I think it'll be okay. We've already done the other one to keep the video nice and shortish for you. I'll just give Em her next instructions actually whilst I'm doing this. If you put the two red sides together and pin them. So your two smiley bits that you just interfaced, put the beautiful sides together and pop a pin. You're going to be sewing the edges. Those two have become the brim, so you need to have those. There you go. So that's been attached. Got my little green trim on there. And you've got your Welsh sticker. The backing peels off and then you'll be able to iron it on. Make sure the narrower side is the top of your hat. The wider side is the bottom of your hat. So make sure when you attach it to one of your pieces that you attach it, you can go, dear? With the right way round, obviously. I'll now get back to these. So we've got the interfacing on the backs, and then we're just going to be putting those together. The seam allowance is really important on this pattern, and it needs to be 10 mil. If you look on the side of your machine, you'll see the number 10. We've just had a little problem with our machine because our needle is over on the right, making the difference much smaller. So do just use a ruler. Just double check it's 10, otherwise all the bits won't fit together properly. So I'm just literally sewing those short sides together. That's it. Oh, is it not? Well, bit of
hand sewing?
Yeah, you can do a bit of hand sewing quickly. Yeah, how quick you get hand sewing?
We'll see.
Yeah, or maybe I'm happy to give it a go on the machine if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we've realised it's not ironing on properly, so I'm just gonna blag it because we're not live, but the video's gone quite well so far, so it's a bit of a shame. Well, actually, I can do that whilst Oh no, you can't do anything actually until this is done, apart from look great.
I'm just here to look great.
Yeah. This is the next stage. Let me just sneakily do it on the sewing machine. I wonder if that was meant to.
Yeah, that's probably the iron-on bit.
Yeah,
that's the glue.
Just before the video.
Peel the glue off.
Peel the glue off. So don't do that.
Wait, run out.
Rewind. We'll have to add a little text box.
Don't peel me.
This will be much stronger. This is a much better way of
obviously
attaching
why I did
it. Yeah. You want to have lots of wear out of your wheels.
Granddad, this is for you.
Yes. Oh yeah, you're going to get him to watch this video.
Oh no, because then he'll see that you say.
Yeah. You said the other half in our little blue Peter to be revealed later. There you go. So just a bit of manoeuvring around the dragon.
Genius at work.
There you go. Yeah. Confidence is it's all right.
Oh, well, good.
Yes,
Sorted.
there you go. So you can sew it or glue it if you don't peel the glue off first. Then these two need to go together. So I've obviously sneakily made that one earlier. You need to make a second one if you're watching this at home. So pop those two together again, beautiful sides facing, and then again a 10mm seam allowance on the right and the left. And then there's lots of pinning to do, don't you worry, the one thing to line up would be those green lines that you've sewn on. So that would be all as important as the shape itself. You can kind of almost fix the shape afterwards, but the green line would look silly if it wasn't continuous, I think, around your head. So 10mm. So this is this part of the hat now. One. And that's when this is when it gets fun the next bit. Cool. 2 threads, yeah. Nice. This would be a good time to try it on. I know this hat, I've got a massive head, so it won't fit on my head. I've got like an extra large men's head.
Let me try.
If I look, see if that fits you. Hopefully. There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Nice. You're done.
I mean, this works for me much better, actually.
That's a nice look.
I feel
It'll fit too much now. Unfortunately. Right, here we go. Let's add this red top to it. Okay. So what you're going to do, this is the funny bit. So you leave it kind of inside out. Put it so that the narrower bit, the top of your head, is on the top. And then take your red circle and start pinning it. So if you place it inside the 2 seams and then get a pin, oh, actually I realised I did the other way around, sorry. Have it so this is on the top. Same directions as I just said, but make sure this is on the top. This will actually be easier for the pins not to be in your way when you do the sewing. So then what I'm doing is I'm just putting the fabric alongside the circle all the way around. So you just got to kind of keep shimmying it around. It does work, and of course, this will be the moment when we find out whether my 10mm seam allowances were correct or not. Because if it is a couple of mil out, it can then mean that obviously there's a little lump in it. 2 together. So just about putting a pin every inch would be good. I'm putting them a little bit further away here because I have made a few of these. Split the seams as you pass, and that just means it won't be so bulky. 1, 2, it's rather warm today, isn't it?
There's a bit.
My
Where's
hat,
that aircon?
yeah, I know. Aircon arrives soon. Yay! 1, 2, 3. I think I almost made it. Yeah, I think it'll be alright. Or a tiny bit over maybe. There's not many hats that I've made that I haven't had to go back and do a tiny little sewing of the seam. It's so tiny, but it's so worth doing it. You see, so it's just like this, the yellow is just a tiny bit bigger, and if I put it there, it's going to bulk. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back on the machine quickly, and I'm just going to make it that seam a little bit wider.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and because I don't want the hat size to get any bigger, I'm just gonna just blend it in. Yeah, now it's gonna fit.
Nice.
I do that a lot with like making bags and stuff. If you're like me and you kind of do things a little bit quickly, cutting and sewing, it's quite handy to it's a little sheet.
Yeah.
Then put your red circle flat on the table and make it circular, okay? Not kind of blobby circular. Make it look like a proper circle, like a pancake on the table. So flatten it all out with your hands, like so. And then put a pin in the middle. That'll keep all that excess out of your way. Then, do you want to sew this one? You've done this, yeah, you do, don't you?
Not really.
I'll put it in position for you, here you go.
Thanks.
So again, about a centimetre away from the edge. The hardest part with this, here you go, will be not having any creases in it. So just take it nice and slowly.
That's
go
good
all the
because
way
that's my
around.
only speed.
Yeah, and then whilst you do that, I'll show you a little bit of the end bit.
Also, my legs are quite short. I need to sit very close to the.
So we already made the Welsh one here, and you can see we're currently doing this stage here, sewing the top to the sides, and then when that's finished, we're going to add the brim. Now the brim is quite a wide brim on these, so you can try it on. It's going to obviously be a little bit smaller when you take away the seam allowance, but if you wanted an even smaller hat, then I would suggest that you maybe cut an inch or so off it before you get started, maybe a bit more for men's hat. So it's more of like a summer hat than a classic bucket hat. So you may want to make that small on both the patterns before they meet each other. Yeah, it looks nice. Enjoy yourself?
Yeah, having a great time.
Yes, good. The other thing I'll talk about now, because we probably won't show you this fully at the end, is can you see the like concentric circles that go round? We have over the years, we used to do like all the way to where the two meet, but we have found it's the most likely area where people make a mistake, and it's also the last thing you do, so it's a bit sad. So now we've started just doing like 3 circles and not going all the way into the centre. I can show you that in a bit, but whilst I'm doing that, something to think about as you sew. Nice. So if I can pop those pins out. Now this one you can turn the right way round now. Cute, isn't it?
Doesn't it look cute?
Or you could do as well, because it's like turning around a circle, is ease it a bit. So before you turn it round, is do a few little snips in the surface, and that'll just mean that it isn't like trying to stretch around a curve, the fabric.
Oh,
So you can do like little triangles or little cuts, and that'll just make it turn a little bit nicer, like so. Alright, you can finger press it so that it's nice and out, so that because later on it'd be harder to do that. So there's your little hat. Then you're going to take the good side of your big donutty shape, and you're going to put that, let me just, I always have to think about this bit. Yeah, good side to good side, sorry. So let me start that again. Put the wrong side of that out, put this as a little kind of upside down fez hat, and then meet the joins there. What you're trying to achieve, the thing to double check, is that when you imagine pinning it together, then you have a hat. So you've got all the kind of the bad sides facing you, and on the other side is all the good sides. So just to confirm, donut facing down, and then hat upside down, join the joints, and then again start putting pins around the circumference. For this bit, we're going to sew this in a minute. Do you want to, I would always remove at the front of your sewing machine, so you've got the narrowest kind of, you've got like a nice space to work with, and you can put half the hat underneath the sewing machine, and then fingers crossed you shouldn't make a mistake. Obviously with this you can double check that I'm on cue this time, it seems, because the 2 joints have joined up there, which is good, the 2 seams. 1, 2, 3.
And does it matter if you, does this have to be flat open, or does it?
It should be, if possible, just because it'll make it, you won't have any bulky bits. So if you remember while you're sewing again, yeah, people pinning can take their time a bit and split the seams. try not to stab themselves with a pin. Get blood all over your granddad's hat. There we go. So now we've got the hat like this and all the pins on that side. Just pop it so it's underneath the machine half of it, and then you're literally just sewing in one big circle. So wherever you start, you also finish. Do you think you'd be happy with this big brim?
Yeah, it's got a big head to cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nearly got your fingers then.
And we just put the two hats together. When we put the two hats together, we're just going to be leaving a space that you can turn it inside out from afterwards. And then that is literally it, but I'll show you that. And then we'll leave you to get making. Just be a little pin lady. I know. It's a bit trickier, isn't it? But yeah, it's a nice little make. You'll want to make more. I've noticed it late in the video now, but you may want to make a pattern out of it with the pieces. I guess maybe you haven't made your second hat yet. Use it as a pattern to make more. Nearly there. Is that the line? Oh my god.
Nearly.
Yeah, sorry. Nice, good fit. Alright, we then have two hats. Great, isn't it?
Oh, look!
Yeah, so that one we made earlier. And then you literally just put the good sides of the hats together. Alright, so you've got the bad sides on the outside. Again, everything seams together, splitting seams, all the same. Again. And this time, like I said, you're going to be going round the circumference of the hats, but leaving, if you've got a chalk nearby, I'll just show how big. Leave a space big enough for it to turn out, just anywhere on the surface. You've had two blue lines there and there. All right, so I've just left a space kind of big enough for my hand to get in and take out the hats. I don't know, do we need to show this? It is quite easy now.
Yeah.
Once you've turned it inside out, you've birthed the hat, I like to say. Yeah. Then I would give it a little iron, and then I would top stitch the edges, definitely. So just go around, and at that point then you would also be closing up the hole that you left. And then I would do that again, kind of 1/2 centimetre in, and do it again, another 1/2 centimetre.
The rings.
The ironing is really important. Also, can you just pass that actually? When you just have a little go at start sewing if you want. Let's start one of the blue lines, and then when you are doing your concentric circles, pin here, like this joint here where the flat brim ends, right at the ridge. Again, that we've taught this quite a lot as a class, and that's the fabric. The hat's the most likely to kind of slide underneath and surprise you, and you do a lot of unpicking. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't think we need to bore them with all that, do we? Yeah,
It just can't stop now.
I know. Yeah, you've got to get finished. You've got a present to give. Yeah, but yeah, hope you enjoy and hope you get to make lots of bucket hats. See you soon. Bye.